What's up, Rebels? What's up, Pride Crew? This Technique Tuesday, we're going to go over chalking tips for kettlebell handles. So you can take your handles from this to this beautiful chalk job that will last your entire set.
Alright, so what you're going to need is two different containers of chalk. One is only for chalking the bell handle, and then the other one is the top coat for the handle, and it's for your hands, alright? So in bucket number one is only going to be the Viking chalk. That's it. That's all you can have in bucket number one. Alright, that's for your first coat on the handle. In bucket number two, you're going to have a mix of the Viking chalk and the gymnastics chalk. All right, so gymnastics chalk, one brick, all right, and we're gonna do a few chunks of the Viking chalk. All right, so the gym chalk, that breaks up fairly easily. All right, now the Viking chalk is a lot harder, and that's why we use it for the base coat on the handle. Now, I don't always use pure Viking for the handles, but if you want a really good set, that's what you want to do. You want to use only the Viking chalk on the handle.
So here we have our old kettlebells. These probably haven't been chalked in about 3 months, maybe 2 months, 3 months. It's really humid down here, so you can see there's a little bit of rust on here. So we're going to take these kettlebells outside and sand them down all the way down to the metal so that we can get some new chalk on them. All right, our kettlebells are back inside, super cleaned up. So make sure that after you guys sand your kettlebells down that you take a towel and you want to wipe the handles off with a towel. But this is very important. Do not put water on the handle. A lot of people will argue this point. A lot of people will say water, chalk. We do not water chalk. You can go all the way back to videos from Valerie Fedorenko, and he will tell you to not to put water on the handle of the kettlebell. Do not water chalk your kettlebell. Also, there is no liquid chalk. Liquid chalk is not allowed to be used on the handle anyplace. So now our handles are super smooth. Make sure that you get them all wiped off. Otherwise, that dust that's on there from the old chalk, it'll stay on there. So make sure you wipe that off. Now, big thing, people take too much chalk in their hands. So you can see that here I'm just taking a really small amount of chalk. People get this huge thing of chalk in their hands, and it doesn't make that big difference. So what we're going to be using for this chalk job is two different chalks. So we have gymnastics chalk and then we have Viking chalk. So the Viking chalk is an excellent chalk, is very hard. People think, oh, chalk is chalk. Well, no, Chalk is not chalk. So the Viking chalk is very hard magnesium, and the hard magnesium is what we want for the base coat. So what we want to do is we want to get a little bit, not too much. You only need a little because we're gonna get more. Now, you get a little and you start rubbing it in. Now, this video is not sped up. You can see how fast my hand is moving. What you want is you want to basically burn the chalk into the handle. You're basically baking it on, and you can see that that's not like a pure white kind of color. It's a little bit of a gray. You know, we've got a little still rusty dust on there, and my handles, my hands are probably dirty on there too. So, but you can see how that already, just that first coat, is going to turn very, very opaque. You not be able to see through it. Again, you can see how fast my hand is moving in the video. That is not sped up. We did not speed this video up at all like we did outside on the stairs. This is not sped up. That is how fast you need to move your hand. What you're doing is you're creating friction, and you can see the friction from your hand moving quickly and from your hand gripping the kettlebell. That friction is what it heats the chalk up. You want to actually feel the chalk get warm, almost hot, and that heat is what helps basically burn the chalk into the handle. So again, you can see how fast my hand is moving here. It's friction. The friction creates heat, and that heat helps burn it in. That chalk job, that is on there. That is rock hard. You will not take that off. And I can tell you that I'm a very, very profuse sweater, especially doing long cycle. And this chalk job will last for a very long time. Like I said, when you saw the kettlebells at the beginning of this video, you saw that I hadn't chalked those kettlebells in at least 2 months. I know that we moved to the new building a month ago, and I have not chalked those bells since I've been in the new building. I put a fresh, like just a real quick like skim coat on the outside, but these bells have not been sanded down to the bare metal and chalked from bare metal in at least 2 months, possibly 3 months or 4 months. Now, here you can see I'm working on the end of the handle. The end of the handle is a tough spot. Again, you got to get a little bit of chalk, not too much, just a little, because a lot of it's going to come off while you're doing this. So you get a little bit, we get it onto the end of the handle, onto the corner, and then you point your fingers downward towards the bottom of the kettlebell, and we work that heat and friction, and that is what it burns that base layer into the handle, and it makes the chalk grip into the pores of the metal. The heat and the friction is what does this. So again, small amount, just a little bit. Really, that's all you need right there. You might take a little bit more. Heat and friction, so you gotta grip hard, and you gotta burn those hands and burn that chalk in. So now you can see that that's become opaque. That's solid white. So now in the bucket, I've actually got a mixture of the Viking chalk and the gymnastics chalk. The gymnastics chalk is a lot softer. So I'm going to go back over the handle again with this mixture, and it's basically half Viking chalk, half gymnastics chalk. This puts a little bit softer top coat. Now every time I come in and do a workout, this is what I do real quickly. Literally it only takes 15-20 seconds per handle. I put a very light skim coat of the mixture of the Viking and the gymnastics chalk. I have that mixture in the bucket. So before my workouts, each set, this is what I put on the kettlebell. A lot of times though, I really don't need to re-chalk these bells. So once this is on there, this will last me at least 2 months. And that's even with a couple of other people, at least a couple of other people using this kettlebell for the next 2 months on different sets. This will still last at least a month or two before I have to resand it all the way back down to the metal. And that's it, guys. So again, heat and friction, you get the hard chalk on first, go back over it with the soft mixture, and that right there is how you get the absolute perfect chalk job. And don't let crap like that get into your chalk bucket with like a ball of dog hair or something. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys learned something here, and this is how you get the absolute perfect chalk job. Look at the difference in those two. Bare metal to an absolutely solid, rock hard, white chalk job that will last you at least a month and many, many, many sets before you have to redo that again. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.